Welcome to the Front Runners Racing League here on iRacing. Tonight we got our clash for our inaugural 2026 season for the ARCA series. With me, I have Troy Nissen, and I'm Tyler Barnett. And last season we were racers, but this season we're going to be in the booth, watching over everything, trying to give our input on everything, and hopefully we can put together a good show tonight, put together a good season as well. And Troy, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, hey everyone. My name's Troy Nissen, uh, owner and founder of the Basement Dwellers Racing Team. Been participating in races with these guys for a while. We've got a good crew now. Should be able to go out there and see some good racing. I think this will be a good race to kind of see everyone works together. It's the first time that a lot of these guys have been racing in ever, or at least a few weeks now. So we'll get on the high banks of Daytona, see how we can push each other around and see who comes home with the podium.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what's so nice about having a class before the actual season starts is you get a smaller sample size and you get to kind of see who you can work well with and who you can't for the actual Daytona race next week. This race, no implications either. So if you wreck, it happens. And this is where if you do wreck, this is where you do want to wreck is this race versus the other one. You'll probably see a little bit more action. You'll probably see a little bit more tests and like strategies and moves and things like that. But otherwise, I feel like you're going to see some similarities between this and the real race, especially near the end of the race where it kind of gets a little bit more amped up. The only difference I could see between this race and the actual Daytona for our season opener is going to be just a little bit more calmness in the earlier slash like middle part of the race. But again, near the end, I feel like this is going to be a very good mirroring of the actual race next week. So real quick, as the cars are getting ready to go through their starting lineup, let's um, get a little bit of an introduction on our drivers tonight. So starting on the pole position, yeah, Kevin Baumler. He's been a BMR veteran as well as a couple races here in FRRL. And for those that don't know, BMR was the inaugural league that this kind of bounced off of. So it kind of tied in all together. We'll get to him in a second, but you'll see one of the schemes is representing BMR. But in the second place position, right outside of Kevin, one of his good buddies, Tyler DeTalent. Tyler is a very good super speedway racer, so you better expect to see him up front a lot tonight. Third, we
Start.
have Brandon Edgington. And he's a rookie here, so we don't really know what to expect, but it seems like that Taco Bell machine on the podium in the qualifying, so he's going to be probably a force to be reckoned with tonight, and as well as Abraham Kalufa, good another super speedway racer on the outside, the BMR car I was telling you guys about a second ago, number 84. You're going to have to watch him for tonight. What were you saying there, Troy?
I was saying the last year's champions were the Backmarkers Racing Team, I believe.
That is correct. So they all together put together a really good season last year. And real quick before we go green as well, Keegan Huey starting in the fifth, rounding out the top five. Nicholas Moffitt, very good racer here. He is running in the sixth spot. Jordan Nissen, Mr. Troy's brother, he is in the seventh spot. Charles Broderick coming back for, I don't know, his like sixth, seventh season with VMR slash FRRL. Ryan Duke, a rookie. Peter Stewart, the ex-champion. Blake Hoppy, the other 84 car. And we are going to be going to green. Getting a little bit late of a start here. We got Abraham Kalupa shoving Tyler to talent. Those three that are kind of in the front row here, yeah, definitely now the three, they know each other really well. So you're going to see a lot of tandem with them and a lot of really good cohesion. But as you can see here, Kevin taking the dominant spot. Pushed by Brandon right now. Just trying to get a little bit of separation. Again, just trying to get the cars warmed up to speed. Nothing too crazy right now. You got Blake Hoppy in the back trying to hook up here with Charles Broderick. And then everyone's just getting a little bit single file except for Brandon, who's going to go around the outside quick. That was very quick. He moved with some crazy pace. I haven't seen that in a while. How about you?
Kevin is filtering back quick. The outside line is Definitely got a better run right there. The first two are kind of hanging themselves out. We'll see if they can hold that when the group catches back up to them.
Yeah, on the outside, having that run was really interesting. Normally you don't see that, especially lap one. But here you got Tyler Talent kind of holding up the 84 right now of Abraham Kalufa. You got Jordan sliding up the track trying to get a little bit of a side draft, and now it's kind of like that top lane died out.
Abraham giving Ty a little shove on entry there.
Yeah, you got the outside once again starting to get a good run, and now we're just 2 by 2. Brandon trying to control the field, sliding back and forth in between lanes. But you got Cavan back to the front, it looks like. Gonna get a shove here from Jordan, most likely. And they're taking it, I would say, about 80% right now. They're trying to get situated, trying to show who's boss. But I can see within 5 or 6 laps them kind of settling out again. But it's hasn't really died down since then. Oh my goodness, a parachute for the 81. He's going to the back of the pack quick. Oh, and he turns Keegan. That was rough for Keegan off the
Unfortunate.
bat. Take a look at what happened here.
See if I can get the rewind to work. Looks like they just kind of forced it 3 wide. Keegan got the inside lane, tried to go up to get the draft, and just got taken up in the outside wall.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take back what I said. He didn't get turned. He kind of turned himself right there. He just drifted up the track. I'm watching his chase view right here, and he just drives up the track. I think he thought he was going to be clear. He was trying to time it right so he can get behind Tyler the Talent, but he just didn't have enough room and just kind of collected himself and Brandon there. So now that we saw that, I'm sure what we're going to see from here on out is a little bit more calmness. At least I'm hoping so. But yeah, that's unfortunate. That's kind of just a mistake on Keegan right there, and it unfortunately takes out Brandon, but it shouldn't be too rough. Again, not a huge turnout tonight, and it's Daytona, so you can come back pretty quickly.
He does have that faster pair in the pits and two tires, which should be more than enough to throw a set on now and save some for later if you need it.
Oh yeah, and Daytona, I mean, you and I both know, Daytona's not the hardest on tires. It happens. If you lose all your tires, you lose all your tires. You still keep some grip. You won't lose much lap time, especially in the draft, and that's really all you got to worry about is that draft. So it's been a while since we've seen Blake Hoppy out here. Um, he has quite a few wins under the BMR/FRL banner. Um, he has kind of been a little bit of a ghost last season. Showed up once or twice, but like I said, for BMR, has a lot of race wins. He was always a force to be reckoned with, and hopefully we get to see him out here more tonight, more on Monday nights. Also, big shout out to John the Talent. That's Tyler the Talent's dad. He's in the chat right now. I've seen him a lot, obviously in a bunch of chats because I've been racing around Tyler for a long time. So it's always nice to see some family members hop in, especially someone dedicated like John the Talent like that. So appreciate you watching. Big shout out to you. You're awesome.
It's
So it's
like
kind of
good.
interesting. You got Jordan Nissen staying out. You got Charles Broderick as well staying out. My driver, Charles. I didn't really introduce myself too much, but I am the owner of CPR called Compound Racing. The origin of that, long time ago when I used to race RC cars with my dad and our neighbor, we used to live on one big property. So Compound Racing, obviously now it's not very compound and not on the same property, not very local, but trying to keep the name alive. I'll always like the name CPR. So my drivers, Charles Broderick, Brandon Valentine, not here tonight, unfortunately. Um, but decent set of drivers, up and coming drivers, and just trying to make them become a force to be reckoned with in the ARCA series and hopefully move it on to our future series. Which, speaking of future series, Troy, why don't you tell them a little bit about the Triple C?
Yeah, so we have the Checkered Crown Challenge. We're about halfway through season one. Kind of trying to get some of the oval guys out onto the road, develop a little bit more strategy, technique, control with other tracks. So we've been doing a hybrid super speedway and road course series right now. We're about 6 weeks in, or we have the sixth round this week, this Thursday. Craftsman's Trucks at Indianapolis infield. Um, yeah, we usually have a pretty good turnout, anywhere from 12 to 20 dudes. So we definitely have room for more on the track. When we get to the ovals, it gets a little tighter, but that's usually what we're more familiar with. So it cleans itself up pretty quick. But yeah, definitely there's a QR code flying around in the corner if you can get a chance to grab that, or head over to our. We probably should have the information somewhere on our YouTube page, but we probably don't. But we'll get that added and give a link to join up if you want to race with us. Got a lot of big things coming through. Got some endurance guys trying to get a team together and for the Daytona this year. So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff right now.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome to see what you've done with that. And I mean, it's a pretty, I'd say, unique series. I haven't seen anything done like it on iRacing before, so it's fun to watch you do that. Also, again, still trying to introduce ourselves here and there. I kind of founded this league, but Troy is for sure my right-hand man, and if anything goes wrong, it's probably going to be him or myself that hear about it at the top level. So Troy's been awesome. He's been running the CCC now for about a season, and again, pretty successful. Really fun to see the results on. I haven't been able to race, unfortunately, just because time things, but been really impressed with what I've heard and what I've seen so far. Also, like you were saying, we have a lot of big things coming to this league, so hopefully we continue to see it grow. Hopefully I can still be here and just be able to announce some things, race some things as the season goes on and the years go on as well. But yeah, it's been such a little blessing to have this little league that we got.
Yeah, good core group of guys. A lot of everyone who's joined within the last year and year or so has been great to have around. I'm glad everyone's stuck around as much as they have, and we've had a lot of good racing.
The pace car leaves the track now. We got Jordan getting ready. Green flag is dropped, and Jordan doesn't get a very good start. Charles is going to be the one with the big start. There he goes. Tyler DeTalent able to push him a little bit with a little air bubble. Both of them dropping right in front of Jordan Nissen right now. You got Kevin Baumler on the outside, just trying to get a little bit of something, a little bit of momentum on the outside. You got Keegan behind him, Blake behind him as well. So Blake, Kevin, Tyler, and Abraham, those guys they're all pretty tight. So if you see any of those two get together, you know they're going to try to go to the front. And if you see more than two of them together, they are going to the front. They're very aggressive. I've, again, raced with them for a long time now. I was part of that group for a while and still kind of am. But I know their aggression levels, and I know what will happen if they all get together. So just keep an eye out for them. Cavan being aggressive right now, going to the outside all by himself, trying to get to the outside of Abraham Kalufa, try to use a little bit of side draft, but he's got the other 84 car behind him now of Blake Hoppy, like we were saying. Those guys, all good buddies.
Like
So
Jordan
you'll see
fell
them
out of
hooked up.
line there and really got ran to the back. Started first in the restart and just got washed back. Maybe going back for safety. There is 43 laps to go still.
Yeah, either one of those. And I mean, hey, he's your brother. You know him best. What do you think he's doing right now out of those two options?
Well, I think he liked to go in. He got his lap led. Maybe he didn't get it. I'm not sure, but he's comfortable sitting back and just kind of hang out in the back of the draft. He's only, he's still he's right behind Moffitt, his teammate, so they'll be good. They'll sit back there and watch what's going on ahead, stay out of any wrecks, watch this two wide battle go around, and see a good bump there on the inside from Keegan.
Look at Charles up there too, running second right now, trying to keep the car low, getting a little bit tight, washing up close to Cavan, kind of getting a little bit of a side draft, which I mean, getting tight right there. As long as you don't hit him, not the worst thing. You can get that side draft, like I'm saying, kind of slow him down, slow his momentum as he goes down the back straightaway, and keep that line of 4 cars chugging along the bottom. Real quick as well, let's talk about our last season champion, Peter D. Stewart. He has been in BMR since its inception. He was here when the ARCA series first started back in 2022, I think it was, which is insane to think that it was that long ago. 2022 is when it first started. We're in 2026 now, and he was there since the beginning. He's raced every single race pretty much except for maybe like 2, 3, or 4 races. And he has done all the side leagues, like our late model leagues, our tour mod leagues. He has just been one of those guys who's been so consistent. And he finally earned his first championship last season. And what's I would say funny, but also kind of like a sting, is he has no race victories yet. He deserves a ton of them. I would say he has a talent level to have at least 10 or 15 wins in these last couple of years, at least. But he has no wins to his name, but a championship, which shows you how consistent he is and that he is good. Like, you have to earn it like that. And I mean, you've raced around him for a while as well. Like, what do you think about him?
Oh, he's definitely someone that you feel comfortable with racing hard. It's always going to be a battle. Usually it's tire strategy, or I have a little bit better tires than him, and just putting on a battle against him. He's not gonna put you in the wall. He's gonna race you clean. But I mean, he's consistent. He's always someone where he's the person I try to beat as someone in the midfield. He's my target. If I can stay ahead of him or uh, finish ahead of him, I will. I consider that a small victory.
Oh yeah, I would too, for sure. I mean, he's got about 3,000 I rating. I think that's pretty honorable. I think he is maybe a little bit higher than what he's seen on as iRacing standards. But he is a good racer overall, like you're saying, tire strategies. He's pretty decent with those. And again, he just had a good season. A lot of podiums. Just could not get that #1 spot. I hope he gets it this next season. I really do. I hope he gets some sort of win. But he's just been always a force to be reckoned with. And then last season as well, 2 drivers that are not here tonight, Aiden and Jordan Fisher. I'm not sure if Jordan's going to be returning. He might be returning for a future series in Xfinity. But Aiden and Jordan both were in a 3-way tie with the most amount of wins last season, which is really interesting. There were 3 drivers with 4 wins last season, and then a couple others that had like 1 or 2. Still, none of the drivers that won the championship, which is, I mean, again, it shows how consistent Peter Stewart was and just how good he is overall. Even though like he wasn't notching the wins, he was still there.
He was there, not making any mistakes.
Exactly, and that's something that, again, racing him for however many years now, he does not make mistakes. Getting around him is extremely difficult. But those 2 drivers that I just listed, Jordan, if he comes back, he will be a force for sure, especially if he runs a full season. And Aiden Lucas, 4 wins as well. He was a force to be reckoned with as well. He is very fast. Both of them have really good raw speed and really good tire saving as well.
It looks like our field's kind of split into 2 groups here. Tyler Talent tried to make a pass, and it looks like he might have brought him and Keegan out of this lead pack, unless they can stack up and catch back up.
Yeah, I feel like they're close enough within the draft.
It
I
looks
mean,
like
it's
they're getting
Tyler.
back
Again,
up
he's
there.
aggressive. He'll get back up there for sure. They're probably just waiting it out a little bit. Gonna try to do a little bit of saving. Maybe.
Group in the back starting to stack up a little bit tighter now. You see our leader in the restart, Jordan Nissen, sitting in the back, gaining on everybody, waiting for his turn.
And then you got Cavan just chugging away now at the lead. And like what I said, I mean, you got Cavan, you got Blake, and you got Abe up front. Top 3 right there. I told you that they're going to go to the front somehow, some way, especially if they're all together. Tyler not too far behind. Those guys are going to be tough to get behind or tough to get by. So later on in the race, obviously not right now. Like I said, they're probably just chilling. You're just going to have to find a way to start picking them off and get them away from each other. So if I was Charles, that's kind of what I'd be starting to think is, okay, how can I get a run on these guys and how can I kind of break them apart from each other? And will Keegan go with me? So those are some of the crucial things that I'm thinking about right now if I am Charles or even Keegan, kind of thinking along the same lines. Um, this obviously you've raced this track many times. This race is definitely more of a chess match versus like a raw speed. This is you got to think ahead. You really have to be cognizant of who you're around and who you make friends with and who you make enemies with. I mean, you look at the back of the pack right now with those last five guys, and you could see them going too wide, which is not a good move right now. That's how they're going to lose time. Maybe those two thought maybe it was the best time to do it is get around Nicholas Moffat here, try to hook up and get out front and just maybe see if another car is better at leading.
And you see the last three, Moffitt, Stewart, and Nissen, they are definitely super speedway drivers. They know how to do this. They're not just sitting back here, not trying to move. They got this planned out. You
Oh
see
yeah, for sure.
they're
I could
starting
totally
to
see
stack
some.
up a little bit to try to catch up to the leaders, but looks like they're about 3.5 seconds back now of the lead group.
Oh, as the 81 almost gets turned right there off the off that turn. That was really close to spinning out. Good thing that these cars have a good amount of grip. But again, it's kind of in the same position that they were just in, and I'm willing to bet you this time around they're going to be close to 4 to 4.3 seconds behind. Give me a bigger gap now for sure, especially with what was going on there.
Yeah, looking back here at them getting loose, looks like it's just a little bit too much nose off the push off the corner. Moffitt looks like he was right ready to go. Didn't look like he made any contact, but damage is already done.
Yeah, and then going back to last season too, Jordan Nissen was actually our race finale winner. I'm sorry to bring this one up, Troy, but after you and Ty Dickerson got into it off the last corner, he snuck in and took the win. And between you two, he has the first win. How does that make you feel? Especially when you were probably gonna steal it off the last
I'm
corner.
I will say I'm less frustrated that Jordan won it. I was a lot of hard conversations Thanksgiving and Christmas with the family, preferring him over me now. But I do still have quite a lot of beef with Ty. I hope not to see him on the track ever again, and he definitely has one coming once we're both behind the wheel again.
Oh
And
yeah,
he
definitely
and
major beef right there.
he's well aware. He knows what he did, and he knows what he did was wrong, and he was just wrong. He shouldn't he shouldn't have done what he did, and I mean, goes around comes around. So
And I may have heard from a source, he hasn't posted it online, but Rip Gator, he was telling me that Ty understands what he did, but he's willing to throw some hands if he needs to, unfortunately, between you and him. Obviously, I don't want to see our drivers throw some hands, but at the same time, it gets some views, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's on Instagram. So you guys might have to schedule a fight night or something like that, or next time you guys are on track, it might end badly for Ty, but after that, the views are going to go up. So unfortunate for your mental sake, but we're extremely happy on the follower side, you know?
yeah, and I'm definitely proud of Jordan. That was he put himself in the right position to be there to win when it mattered, and all the pieces fell, and I was gonna get my first win in the front runners league, but what are you gonna do? There's always a Checker Crown Championship. I've got a few on that side, but not on the oval side.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, like you said, you got some on the CCC side now. You're definitely not a slouch by any means, whether it's oval or road racing. And I feel like, especially getting the wins in the CCC side, your confidence is going to be going up a little bit and possible work together with basement dwellers and compound racing. Just minor alliances, possibly here or there, and maybe some driver coaching.
Yeah, definitely a lot of a technical alliance for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know I gave you guys my notes from last season and my cars from last season as well, but we obviously don't have our best equipment out here tonight. We don't want to tear it up for Daytona.
It looks like the second group cut their 3.5 second deficit down to about half of that now. They're sitting about 1.75 seconds back. You can see
Yeah, you
them.
can really tell they're tight now. I was watching for the last couple laps, and they are getting nose to tail, especially on the exits of the corner where you start going down the straightaways, where that's going to be where you gain the most speed. Is when you're all nose to tail like that. They're staying in a straight line right now. They're all just taking it easy on each other, like still bumping, but they're doing it really well right now. But
Looks like Jordan
Jordan
got a
going to the
little loose
outside,
there. A little bit
and
too much of a run. He's getting washed
every
to the
time you
back.
lose someone like that, yep, every time you lose someone like that, especially in a smaller pack like this, trying to catch another pack, if you lose somebody out of that line, you lose a little bit of time,
And you
and
can
it's
see
so demoralizing.
they've already lost a second on the lead group this last lap. Lead group is just a little bit tighter. Like Hoppy is getting a little bit more push on Cavan on the back straight. You can see right here, he gets right up to his bumper. Little tap there. No harm. Gets locked in. And
And you can really see the trust that those two have with each other. If you're with somebody that you can trust to shove you, then you guys are going to be flying. And it doesn't really matter what position you guys are in. As long as you guys trust each other, you guys will find a way to the front. Which I don't know how much I've pushed you personally. I don't know if I've pushed you much at all.
I'm usually looking in my mirrors to see you and two or three guys hitched up, and I try to pop out right in front of you guys to kind of steal that momentum. That's usually been my strategy. For the most part, I mean, of me and the other basement dwellers, Moffat, Jordan, Nissen, and James Zangy. I mean, we usually find each other out there. Jordan and Moffat usually like to hang in the back. James usually likes to get in the front and get his car a little bent out of shape early in the race and make a dramatic comeback at the end. So
I can only respect it. Gotta go in style somehow, right? Yeah, I mean, some people are pushers, some people are leaders. I'm definitely a better leader than I am pusher. I I'm a decent pusher, but also overall super speedways are not my best track. Um, I've been lucky enough to win a Daytona 500 when we had it with BMR, but other than that, I'm kind of meh at plate racing. So not as good as you guys on it, which I would like to be a little bit better at it, but it's also again not my favorite racing.
it's definitely exciting. I think it's something that a lot of people are, you know, they enjoy having the same equal field as everyone else. Entire wear really isn't a thing. Your setup's not really a problem. It's more of, what decisions do you make or what reactions do you have to other people's decisions, and you're going. I mean, they're entering the corner here 187. I mean, I think they're entering the back corner at 190. So there is definitely a lot of thrill in the speed aspect and a lot of the force feedback coming through. It gets you going. It gets your heart racing.
For sure. It's yeah, like I said, it's not my favorite personally to drive, but I won't lie to you. I've definitely screamed more times during plate races out of like enjoyment and shock and the thrill of it, like you're saying. I've definitely done that more than I've done any other race before. So it's kind of just like a entertainment versus drivability, I guess. But yeah, these races are fun to watch. They're fun to commentate, especially at the end of it. Um, but yeah, not my best style. Whereas, what do you think you're best at? Like, what do you think your skill set is best at?
I mean, I definitely started out being, super speedways were kind of my thing. It's kind of, the what's exciting when you're, younger and getting into racing. But recently, I've really enjoyed short tracks, Martinsville, Thompson. I enjoy like the Friday night cars or the Thursday night cars more than the weekend cars. So late models, super lates. Um, I think it it feeds my road racing needs a little bit. There's a little bit more technique with trail braking and throttle management. So I definitely do enjoy short tracks.
Yeah, definitely. And I've definitely seen your improvement through all of that, which is fun to watch too. I love watching other drivers improve and just start climbing their way up through the rankings throughout the race, and it's really fun to see them again improve, but also like enjoy it more and understand it more and like see it click in them. It's really fun to watch.
Someone that's been exciting to watch lately is the number 40 car, Charles Broderick. He's been definitely been noticeably improving over the past couple seasons that I've raced with him, and he's starting to take a little bit more understanding of how to save your tires. You know, he's been getting into road racing through the Checkered Crown Challenge, and he actually got his first road win in the Formula V's this last week. So big congratulations and shout out to Charles on that.
Yeah, he's improved so much, especially this last season. I hired him under my wing and I tried to give him some tips. Him and I spent a little bit of time here in the chat, just kind of talking about what I understand. And I don't know how good of a teacher I am because I drive a lot by feel, but I think he's definitely understood a little bit of it, which is awesome. I'm super thankful that he has. And like you're saying, he's been climbing his way up a little bit here and there. My incentive for him was 5 top 10s in the season. I'm pretty sure it was the next 2 seasons, I should say. And he nailed it out of the park season 1. So he already got his contract extension, and I'm already seeing great things from him right now. I mean, he's running fifth right now. He's ran fifth all day. He was right behind people in the pack. He wasn't getting squirrely. Awesome. It was awesome timing.
I think I'm seeing that he is now racing a Chevy as well this season.
He finally got him onto Chevy.
Hopefully that brings him a little bit more luck this season than his Toyota was, but it's good to see.
Also
Looks
gave
like
him my
looks
cars
like
from
we had
last
some
season.
people coming into pit and
Yeah, you got some pitters.
did not work well.
Wow. This is going to lead us to a C word, a big caution right here.
That did not
Abe,
look
I guess,
good.
not saying anything, just from the driver chat, from what I've heard, is he didn't say anything. So I'm gonna go back and watch it a little bit, and for sure didn't say anything. I didn't hear him,
Let's see, we got him
but
coming
yeah,
out of
he just
turn
got
4
rear-ended.
and up
Blake Hoppy
here.
getting no
Looks like
damage out of that. He
Hoppy
hit
and
the e-brake.
Cavan pulled off, and then Abe pulled off way too late. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
got
he
wound
pulled
up
out
in
pretty late.
that.
And even if he didn't, like, he pulled off at a decent time if he said something to the chat saying, "Hey, I'm pitting." So yeah, I'd put that a little bit on more Abe than anything else, and saying, "Hey, I'm pitting this time by." Obviously, if you're the car behind, you always got to be weary of it near the pit cycle. But yeah, he definitely needs to be saying something like that.
Well, unfortunate, but I would say half the field is pretty okay with that right now.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really destroy many people's chances. The only person I could see it hurting would be Keegan because he already used his fast repair, I'm pretty sure, and he got probably a little bit of front damage unless it was just a lighter tap and just sent the rear end of Abe around. So even then, I don't think he's much bad of a shape. Oh, look at his front
He's
grill right now.
missing the front end clip.
Oh yeah. All I have to do is just turn the camera around and there it is. Yeah, front clip. He might be done for the day.
See if we can, yeah, taking a look at it from car ahead. He's not doing well.
Good little stretch of green flag racing though. Those green flag pit stops will always take somebody out. But yeah, going back to Charles real quick. Yeah, he's in a Chevy this season. I feel like the Chevy will probably benefit him well. He's getting my cars from last season, which are cheater cars for sure.
Set of match tires.
Yep. Yeah, I got the dirt size tires on the back, just get a little more rear grip and That was my key for short tracks. And obviously, I run the league, so the officials had to turn the blind eye. Coming to pit now, you got Peter Stewart slide into his box really well. Basically everybody now into the box pretty decently, except for Cavan.
Kevin's a
Stops
little
really
crooked.
far back. Yeah, he's a little crooked, kind of stops farther back, so it's gonna cost him just a hair of time. Nothing too crazy, but maybe like a spot or two, which near the end of the race like this could maybe be a detriment to him. But you got Jordan Nissen out. You got a lot of people taking tires, surprisingly. Even though you like spin out down pit road, you don't really need tires. Sure, do it on the lead lap. Yeah, you got Keegan still in the pits. But you got the
Looks like
pace
they
truck.
got a front clip on there. Not sure what else they're working on to straighten out, but they're working
You
on it
got the
definitely.
fastest welders known to man down here. But yeah, like you're saying, they got the front clip on, thankfully. He might get away with it here. He's got probably another 30, 40 seconds before he has to go make another lap. And now I'm looking at the pace truck. Look who's right behind him.
Peter Stewart is a slow stop, getting what damage he can get repaired.
Yeah, your lineup right now, though, Charles Broderick. We were just talking about him. There he is at the front, less than 20 laps to go. Let's see if he can hold it there. That'd be amazing to see him take a victory. That'd be insane, actually. I think I'd sign him for the next season. You got Blake Hoppy right behind him with Abe, the other 84 car, and Tyler DeTalent. I, as much as I want to see Charles win this one, he's got some sharks behind him.
Definitely does Moffitt and sitting there in what P5 right now, P7
Oh
maybe.
yeah,
He's
he's
got
gonna
a
be on a roll
fresh
too.
car, no damage. He's been hanging out in the back, so he should be good to go. Jordan Nissen's right behind him on that group. Kevin Baumler fell all the way back to P10.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what he was doing too. I think I saw him take all 4 tires, which, yeah, I mean, you don't really need them, but see if they do anything. May as well test it for the race, right? Test it for the one that matters. Going back to your brother real quick, as you can see here, he is the only driver in the world to come from Antarctica. You guys weren't born in Antarctica, but Jordan, somehow, some way, is an Antarctican citizen.
Yep, he does
He
represent Antarctica. He spent a lot of time there, hunting caribou and other creatures. So,
polar bears, aliens, stuff like that.
funny thing about Antarctica, there are no polar bears. Um, in I think it's Latin, Arctic means has bears. So that's why we have the Arctic. The Antarctic means no bears. Ant meaning no, Arctic meaning bears. So there are no bears in the Antarctic.
All the videos. And we just got some driver talking to each other right here. We got Abe asking Charles, is he gonna make it? And quote from Charles, I don't know. We'll find out. So this is gonna be pretty interesting. Hopefully Charles saved enough. I was talking good about him. I thought he pit. I thought he got enough fuel in that thing, but we'll find out. Coming to the green flag, controlled by Charles in the number 40 Chevrolet. Green flag is dropped. He gets a great start, but it might have been too good. You do not want to be too far out, or you're just gonna get swallowed up by the pack. So the whole pack right there, 2 by 2, gonna start chasing him down. People knows the tail already. Tyler and Blake now shoving each other with A popping up to the top, and just like I said, he's going to start dropping anchor. He's not going to get that good of a run off the first corner. He's going to be too far out, not enough draft behind him, and he's going to be taking Moffitt with him to the back. Oh, you got people starting to get really squirrely up there. That was Blake, Tyler, and Jordan. They were getting They were getting sideways for a second, but you got Blake dropping in right behind Abe, and the 284 cars are going to be shoving each other nose to tail.
Like
Also,
Charles
a
is
quick
getting
little
in
funny
there,
story.
sticking his nose in there a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, may as well now. He lost 2 spots off the start. Got to show that you're still a factor, right? But real quick, funny story too is Blake's Hoppy's car. I don't know why he's running that car, but it is my car, one of my cars. So it's got my name on it, but it definitely is not me, obviously. But it's a good looking car.
Kevin Baumler trying to find a way to get down, but he cannot find a spot to fit in. He's falling back. Let's see if Tyler picks him up. And he does. Almost looks reluctant, but he's already hanging out in the back of the pack. He might as well pick someone up. Charles getting into Hoppy here.
Get him. That's a pretty stacked high line right now with those 3 guys, with Cav and Tyler and
There they
Peter.
go. They already made
Those
up
guys
3
are all really
rows
strong.
there. Going on row 4. No
Coming out of this
problem. Row
corner, you'll see them.
3.
There comes Keegan too. He's back with it.
Not enough on the corner. We'll see on the back straightaway how well they can link up.
I
Inside
mean,
line's a little bit
he's
loose. Hoppy makes a run to
whoa,
the outside.
big move.
Abe covers. We got 4 wide stacked up. Or 4 in a row stacked up. Charles Broderick is
They're getting
using
pretty
all of his
close to the
fuel.
wall. Yeah, he is. He's full pedal down right now. He's gotta do something. Hopefully someone pops in front of him or can save a little bit of fuel. That's what he probably wants right now, is someone to do that. But you got a really strong eyesight right now, and that train is chugging along. You got 13 laps to go. You got Moffat here on the bottom shoving Charles right now into the corner. Good job by Charles holding on to that car. It gets pretty squirrely going through there, and I'm sure you felt it before. But those guys on the high side, they are getting close to the wall, and it's only a matter of time before they get a little bit too close and get bit. Man,
Let's see if
Moffat is
Hoppy
all
makes
over
a
the
move to
back of
the
Charles right now.
inside.
Yeah, big move by Blake there, taking the bottom side, kind of separating from his group, and
Charles with the shove.
just, yeah, I was gonna say, he jumped to the bottom, trusting Charles that he's gonna get him to the front, which I would take as a compliment from Charles. You got Abe though leading the pack on the outside right now, up by about 3 car lengths over Blake at the bottom. You got Cavan right behind Abe, who's gonna drop right below him. Just do the same move that Blake did, not really anticipating it. Abe wasn't. So now they're kind of even, 5 by 5, and we got
Inside row
11
with a
laps to go.
big run here.
Yeah, inside with a massive run. Charles going to the middle, kind of diving back down, getting right back into line, thinking, "Nah, I can't really do that."
He's got to
He's gonna
run
get
if
a
he
good run though
wants
with
to
that little
take
diamond.
it. Looks like he lets off. Not the time. There still is 11 laps to go once they cross the line.
And fuel too. You got to think about fuel for Charles right now. Just got to make sure you stay in this fight. You don't want to run out right in the middle of the pack either. That'd be bad news for him.
He's getting on Hoppy in the corner here. He's not afraid to make his nose in there. Oh,
Oh,
and
he
he
gave him the
gets him out of
bumper.
the
Kind of
way.
shoved him out. Yeah. Oh, he put himself 3 wide
Oh, we
though. He
got
got
one.
Jordan into the fence and they're wrecking. That could have been an accordion effect. Doesn't look like too many guys have too bad of damage except for Jordan, who I don't
It
think
looked like
had to
he
take his
kept it
fast
off the
repair.
inside wall.
He lost the front bumper though. So what I see happening is it got 3 wide. Jordan checked up a little bit and kind of was bouncing around, and Ryan wasn't really expecting it. Got into his right rear, and these cars are really peculiar on how you hit them in the draft. And it looks like the talent has a little bit of nose damage. Abe has a touch of nose
Yeah,
damage, nothing too crazy.
Abe and Tyler both, or Tyler got into Abe, who got into Jordan once he hit up into the wall.
Now the real question is whose bumper was out in the back straightaway?
Let's see if we can get the
Because I saw
replay
a
in
bumper
here.
fly. Unless it just spawned out of the world for me. But yeah, that's just
Oh,
one of those
none.
Daytona things.
Yeah, I didn't see any bumper come
It
flying
was
off.
Jordan. I see Jordan's bumper is gone. That thing's tumbling down the back straightaway right now.
So he gets
But it
in,
spawned back on him.
uses his fast repair, so he's already back out there.
Somehow, some way, the Antarctican had a secret bumper laying around and put it on the car while he was wrecking, which is pretty interesting. I don't know how well it's gonna pass tech, but we'll see.
See, he's got the two-tone purple and black Basement Dwellers Racing Team car, neon green hood and numbers. Good looking car out there. We'll try to get some better car view cameras set up for next week.
That Michael Jordan car just sitting there in the middle. He fires it up and he's good to go. He's got a little bit of left front, or no, right front damage, it looks like. But as long as he's tucked behind somebody, shouldn't really matter too badly. And obviously it just matters till the last lap. So if you could stay behind somebody up until the end there, you could probably squeeze out and get a few spots and maybe even sneak a win away if everyone starts killing themselves around you.
It looks
You got
like
Abe coming back down the
Abraham
pit
and
road.
Jordan both pulling back in. Abraham looks like he just has a little bit of optional repairs. Front end's a little dinged up. We'll see what Jordan's going to do here.
Yeah. And with a track this aerodynamic, you'd think that you'd really need that aerodynamic help. But like I said, if you're behind somebody, that air is not touching you, you should be good to go. I really wonder now if Charles is going to be good on fuel. He's second place. He's going to be starting on the outside most likely. This could get pretty interesting, especially with Nick Moffitt behind him. You got the two homies on the bottom with Kevin and Blake, and then you got the two veterans of BMR that've been around forever. Is Nick and Charles. I also really wonder if Peter is going to start shoving his nose in places because he's been at the back a lot of this, and it looks like he was just biding his time the whole time. His car's clean, wasn't really involved in anything. Just kind of been chilling there. What do you think his strat is?
I mean, I know he's got a load of Cinedust sitting in his trunk right there. He's ready to throw it at the people behind him when he gets ahead of them, and have some during the over in victory lane if that's what it takes. I know his team's been ready and been hungry for a victory, so I don't know. We're getting close to crunch time.
Tyler just put in the chat that he might be toast. I do think he might be okay if he stays behind people, but he also might go a lap down right now. He's trying to get
Looks
some
like it's
damage
coming out.
fixed. He's getting some damage fixed back and forth, just trying to get some optionals done. I don't know. His tire's sticking out a little bit on that right side, but I don't know. Makes more of like a cone,
Able to grab the
more like
wind
a
a little bit
triangle.
better, yeah.
Yeah, like Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Martinsville. Granted, it's two separate tracks that are very opposite of each other, but I don't know. Might work.
Let's see if you can even catch up to the group here. It looks like he's a little bit off pace.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
he's going 155 right now. Probably hit 160 inside the corner.
yeah, lead
He looks a little tight.
lead pack's coming through too.
Yeah, he'll make it.
Um,
I mean, these guys are going 70, so he's going over twice their speed right now. Really want to see the top speed that he get it up to, because that's going to be a real telltale factor of is he going to be a factor here at the end of this thing. Clocking in 163, 164, which I think is a few miles per hour off, probably like 3 or 4 miles per hour off. He's 166 going to the corner, so probably, yeah, about 3 miles per hour, maybe 4 miles per hour off. But again, the wind will help, the draft will help. That front bumper won't even be needed. Or at the end, I wouldn't even surprise me to see him win this thing just because everyone's going to wreck each other most likely because, again, Daytona.
yeah, I'm
You
not even
got,
sure who's got their fast repairs or
I
sets of
know.
tires left.
Well, we're going to go green with 7 to go, and it's going to get dicey. That's all I know. It's going to get dicey. Tyler already makes it up to the back of the pack here. He's kind of just creeping on him now. And Charles in the outside lane with Nick Moffitt, I think, is going to be the biggest ones to watch. it can either get real sketchy or an insanely good start. You got Charles lining right up beside Cavan. He's gonna try and time that jump.
It's like Hoppy's giving a little
Blake
bit of
lane back.
space, maybe just to get a little bit of a run coming up to it.
Now they're about even. He's coming up through the field. Cavan's probably. Yep, there it is. Great
Inside
start
lane,
for
great
Cavan.
jump. Charles gets a little bit loose.
Oh,
Nick
Charles getting squirrely.
Nick stays with him.
Blake is a really good start though. I'm pretty sure they timed that. You can probably see Cavan's hand waving out the window. But here you go. You got Charles on the outside here. He's staying strong. I mean, if he can keep Moffitt on the outside, which Moffitt just bails on him, putting that thing all single file right now. You got Abe sticking back out to the outside. Charles dropping right down below him in a big move right there. Just trying to get some draft behind him. You got the outside starting to get formed up. You got Abe and Peter, the teammates at BMR, getting formed up right now. You got Charles thinking about jumping right back out, catching a little bit of air on the front end. But now he tucks back in.
Charles gets a little bit out of line. Doesn't want to go below the yellow line.
Look at that outside lane. Start that train. 6 laps to go. They're going to get the side draft. And Nick goes with him. Moffitt is popping with him almost into the wall. You can see him jump out of the throttle, and you can see him stack up the outside lane. Abe pushing him, telling him, we need to go.
Shakes
Getting
him a
the
little
right
bit.
rear quarter panel shoved.
Peter Stewart gives up on it. He's going to the inside line, wants nothing to do with those guys pushing each other around.
Well, they're hooked up pretty well now, and he might jump right back out there. Yeah, he does. There he goes, and he's got Nissen behind him. So you
Yes.
got Moffitt leading the pack. You got Abe right there, second in line with that pack, and Peter Stewart keeping a steady wheel right behind him, with Jordan trying to get sucked right up to that
There you
outside
go.
lane as well.
We have 5 laps to go here.
Your 5 to go mark, like you just said, is going to get real hairy here in a second. You're going to start seeing people not give each other a lot of room. Charles kind of bouncing in and out of that bottom lane there as the car behind Keegan sneaks up on him. That's something you really don't like to see. Oh, 3 wide. Charles getting shoved down below the line. Not officially contact, but he did a really big move right there. And
Moffitt
Keegan's
gets
not gonna let him.
washed
Yeah,
up in the
Keegan's not
middle.
letting Nick come down. He's shoving Charles to get right in front of that pack, and now it's getting really dicey. The 96 just puts the 84 into the wall. Thinks he has a little bit more room than he does, kind of just nicks him. It's going to lose a lot of momentum here, but Charles, he's going to have a massive run going into the back straightaway here if he can keep the steady wheel.
The top 2 are pulling away. They got about a half-second lead over Charles Broderick.
That half second, that's going to deteriorate fast, especially with somebody behind him. He's going to get a massive run. It's going
See
to be
if they
really
make a
interesting, though,
move
to
to the
see. Yeah, here's
outside,
that
and
fat
there
run.
they go.
Charles going. He kind of blips the throttle a little bit, but it's going to be enough to pass at least one. Duke taking him to the outside lane. And Charles is clear.
Oh, and
Wow, what a move by Charles, and he just hangs Ryan out to
and there's
dry.
Nicholas Moffitt coming around the outside, making his own lane.
Just dropping Ryan to the back right now. You got Cavan shoving. Whoa, getting a real dicey though for Charles. 3 to go.
This is what we usually see towards the end of these races at the speedways. Everyone kind of gets a little antsy the whole race. They're pushing each other around, and this is when it
There it
all matters.
is.
Charles throws the block,
Charles
throws him
putting
into
him
the
in the wall. He
wall.
does not want him to get around. Blake hopping to the lead after hanging in the back all day. Cavan chops Charles right there. Says, I didn't appreciate that very much, but you're going to push me right now. Charles drops to the bottom. Cavan trying to find a way through this 3 wide. Whew, keeping a steady wheel right there and almost getting into Jordan. So he gets into Jordan right there. Sends himself up into the wall. And we got a wreck. Going to take us to the green, white, checkered.
Just a lot of contact, dirty air. Coming over the tri-oval
Yeah.
all the way, already your car's a little bit hard to control, so get
Yeah, for sure. And I'm looking at it right now, and it looks like Cavan kind of aims down just a hair, but the majority is going to be on Jordan, the Antarctican, who's driving up the track just a little bit and gets into the front end of Cavan, unfortunately. Gonna take him out. I think that's gonna end his race. Moffitt getting involved in it too. I don't think it's gonna end his race, but it could be an ender as well for Abe. That would suck for Abe. I mean, he's been running good all day. Obviously, Cavan has been running really well all day, but it's just plate racing, you know?
Looking here at the replay, looks like Jordan gets a little bit low, hits the yellow line, kind of tail slaps Cavan up into Moffitt, both of them into the wall. Abe, I don't know how he got kind of washed up in that, like maybe some dirty air, just lost a little bit of control. Bumpers flying around.
Yeah, everything just happens so fast with these guys. At these tracks, it's bound to happen at some point, and unfortunately, it happened to those guys right there. But looks like the damage isn't too extensive to Abe. I'm gonna look at his right front now, and his damage looks okay. Like it looks like he just got a little bit of nicks here and there. I mean, it's a composite body, so it may have popped out. And
Cavan's got his
Cavan,
fast repair.
he's
He
got
missed
his
his pit
fast
stop
speed.
a little bit, but his front right tire didn't look like it was attached, so hit the brakes and car just pulled to the left. But got it readjusted, got his new front clip on there, got a brand new set of Goodyear tires, back on the track.
Easy dubs. Yeah, I think you're gonna see Cavan come through with a full head of steam too. He's not gonna be holding back at all. Obviously, on a green white checkered, you can't, but you're gonna see some real aggressiveness out of Cavan Baumler right now. Well, we got a little bit of a break, got a little bit of a breather right now. Who do you think is gonna take the win, huh?
I mean, you can't rule out Keegan Huey. He's led a few races or a few laps at the beginning, got taken out, moved his way back to the front. I think it's all just kind of going to be who can pair up with their friend, who can find someone that they're willing to work with. And, if they're okay taking second place by pushing their guy to the win, I mean, I think that's what it's going to end up coming down to.
You took the conservative answer. I am going to choose. I think Charles is gonna sneak in somehow. I think these top four are gonna get into it. And I think Charles is going to sneak in. It's probably going to be another last lap back straightaway wreck where somehow the winner is ahead by like 32 seconds, and it's the furthest Daytona finish that you're ever going to see in your life. But I think somehow, some way, Charles is going to cut through the wreck and sneak by and take the checkered flag. Which again, if he wins, I'm signing him for life. He's going to be my driver forever. I hope you're listening, Charles. You got the field not really formed up yet. I don't Yeah, the light's still on the pace car, so they still got a second. People kind of
Tyler
slowing
Talent's
down, saving
taking
some
down,
fuel.
going down pit road again, kind of nursing his car back together. Been good for him to have all these caution laps here late, but
Oh, for sure.
still probably won't be enough for him.
Unfortunately. I mean, he is on the lead lap, which is a major plus. He lost a lot of time here and there.
Looks like the field's starting to double up a little bit.
Yep, should be coming to one to go this time by. Lights are still on. Tyler's probably going to start heading out onto the track here in a second. Yeah, I can totally see either Peter Stewart or Charles winning this one. I feel like it's going to end up in one of those two's lap. You chose the conservative answer, though. What's your real answer? You got to pick one person. One person.
One person on the whole field, someone who's been making themselves apparent. They've been able to have some good runs here. They had a little bit of damage recently. They're starting in the back, but Kevin Baumler, I don't think he has anything that's keeping him from saving this car. I think this car is pretty much totaled after this race. So um, I think he's sitting back there. We'll see who can pair up with him. Abraham's been pretty aggressive at pushing. Moffitt's been pretty aggressive at pushing. See if one of them can kind of pair up with him. He's kind of got his choice sitting in the back there, and who he wants to work with.
Cloud cover over the track, making it dark, kind of scenic right now as it's about to go green. It's getting real dark out there. Hopefully it's not a foreshadow of something bad to happen.
And I think having everyone in the field still driving their car around the track right now, I think that's a good win for everybody.
Oh yeah.
I think before we get out of this turn, I'll throw up the schedule of kind of what we got coming up in the next 14 weeks. If you're interested in coming out on Monday nights, scan the QR code, get into the Discord. Love to have a few more drivers out here.
Yeah, and I think we'll have a lot more for Daytona. This is just a class, nothing too crazy, just a little bit of money on the line. But also a big thank you to Grid Finder. They are our headline sponsor this season. It's going to be a fun show, especially with them around. It's always nice to have a big sponsor present that does watch the races and who does care about the league. So big shout out to them as we go green, hopefully for the final time here at the Daytona class for the FRL Grid Finder ARCA series. A great start though for Blake Hoppy as he is trying to slide up in front of Keegan. He does it a little bit cautiously, misses a shift almost it looks like, and there goes Brandon right to the front, and here comes Keegan right behind him. That's good for Keegan, and look at Baumler on the outside, already making up 5 spots, going to be 6 here in a second. Does Blake go to the outside and use the draft to pull him in a little bit more? You got people getting dicey too. Getting real tight in the back there.
A lot of different speeds entering this corner. A lot of people making moves, a lot of people getting left out in the dust. Charles looks up to the outside. Maybe he thinks twice
And
about
my
it.
boy,
Blake Hoppy
Charles
pairs up
Broderick
with
leading the
him.
outside lane.
This
Huge
outside lane's
shove.
got a lot of momentum. White flag this time
Wow.
by. One to go.
1 to go, and Charles is getting shoved. Blake has not left his bumper, but Blake is going to love him now, and 3 wide as Charles parachutes to the back of the field. You got
Cavan and
Keegan
Blake.
shoving. Wow, nice shove there. And you got that
Moffitt
outside lane
enters
stacked
into
up.
the conversation.
Going into turn 3 right now. You got Blake on the outside lane trying to lead that charge. Getting turned by
Dumped
Cavan.
him.
Major wreck. And that dark cloud was definitely semblances. We might have to have a prayer
It
session
looks like we got
for
Keegan Huey
Blake
going to the
Hoppy.
outside, and here
And
comes
they
the
wreck!
checkered. No
Who won it?
idea who took that.
Brandon! He got credited with the win. Taco Bell is going to take the win. And Peter Stewart coming up short once again behind Keegan and Brandon.
Finishes
Wow,
the
what a
race without a
finish.
front end.
I don't think anybody has a front end. That is insane. The bumperless race except for Troy or Nick Moffitt. He's the only one with a bumper right now who's beating the back end off of Jordan right now. He is threatening Antarctica right now. This could be a dispute of war. Yeah, everybody doing burnouts now. And what a race. What a race at the end. People getting turned just for the finish, but Brandon is going to be victorious. That 81 Taco Bell car, good looking car. Taco Bell's pretty awesome. So can't be too mad about that one.
Peter Stewart almost came away with his first win in the Front Runners Racing League. Takes a dive to the inside, just doesn't get around Keegan's car.
And for those watching, that's peak Peter D. Stewart right there. He will be in position. He will do the right move and just get caught up in unlucky stuff. It's like I'm watching his chase right now. Only thing I would have done maybe is turn left I don't know, a tenth sooner so he could try to slide underneath everything, but there's really nothing he could have done. He did great, slid underneath. Keegan was just sliding down. He did everything that he could. Um, Heartbreaking though for Peter, but congratulations to Brandon. First race, first win here in the FRRL. Could be a force. Could be a force next week. Kevin Baumler's car is obliterated. That car is written off. He has no rear clip, no front clip. I don't even think he has a driver inside right now.
Brandon getting his burnouts in without the front bumper on, tearing
You
up the
don't need it,
grass,
and he's
and
losing
there's
it.
the motor.
Yep. Makes you wonder if it's not a legal engine. He kind of came from pretty far back, but regardless, drove his butt off and was able to snag the victory in the wall sideways. Probably hit the wall hard enough to where the car flattened out a little bit. Transponder was probably a quarter inch above of where it normally is, and snuck that thing away from Peter Stewart. Wow, what a race! And I think we can be pretty ecstatic on what we're going to be seeing next week. You guys put on a good show tonight, the drivers did, and hopefully we get to see you guys next week.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Same track next week, so we should see a lot of the same. Have they announced what time the race is going to be at now? I believe they said they're going to flex it to a night race.
Yep, the race will be at night. Um, Obviously next week, so cars will stay here overnight. The drivers will be staying in their hotels around here, hopefully recovering. Hopefully Blake is released from the hospital soon. That was a nasty lick that he took going into turn three, just right into the fence, full throttle. And
It looks like we got Tyler DeTalent sitting in the infield care center as well.
yeah, I think we can bring him in once he gets checked out. I'll bring him in real quick after we bring in Keegan. All right, we got P2 Keegan here. That was an incredible finish right there. I didn't know what was going to happen at the end of that. What was going through your mind? I couldn't even imagine being in the driver's perspective.
Yeah, we had some issues. Um, my teammate there in the 24, I know he would have done the same thing, pulled out and tried to get the dub, but ended up, I think him and the, I don't know what the other 96 or whatever, they kind of came into each other there, and I ended up getting collected in it, but just kind of one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, very Daytona like. Couldn't really do much about it. Just other circumstances kind of collect you into it. Otherwise, you ran a great race. I mean, you got involved early into the wreck on lap like 4 or 5 or whatever it was, and spent some time on pit road. Got involved in another one, had a little bit of damage, but you're in contention for the win. And if that didn't go the way that it did, there was a possibility that you were going to snag that.
Yeah, I think um, that first wreck was definitely on me. I kind of target fixationed up into the top line. Ended up hitting the 24. The second one was I still think partially on me, but I didn't know that they were pitting. No idea at all. Had no indication, and ended up getting to the back of Abe, and that was my bad. Um, but yeah, we definitely had one heck of a race. It just this clearly wasn't the right time.
Well, I appreciate you being here. Appreciate your lighthearted spirit. You probably are concussed right now, so hopefully you're all right. Hopefully we get to see you next week. And anybody want to thank before we move on to our
Yeah.
next?
Um, I want to thank the old Chattanooga State Water Aquarium Community College. Big sponsor on the car everywhere. Um, Got to thank PMW and Texas Farm Bureau, as well as my teammate Brandon Edgington, who's in the 24, and
And
you guys
Finder.
for putting all this on.
Don't forget Grid Finder.
Grid Finder. Yep,
Yeah,
great, great,
woo!
beautiful.
Great. All right, man.
Uh,
Well, always fun to see you around. You're always a good, bring good energy into the booth and anywhere you're at. So fun to race with you and fun watching you down from the broadcast room. And hopefully we get to see you next week and maybe in a different spot next time.
Yeah, hopefully one higher.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yep. Have a good night.
So now we're going to be moving on from our P2 finisher into our P1 finisher. Brandon Edgington, tell us about that crazy finish.
Yeah, man. Kind of unexpected to be up there that late in the race after being wrecked on like lap 2, but I mean, overall, good effort. Teammate Kagan, I mean, just stuck with me till the very end, and looks like maybe a little netcode got me turned up into him. Feel bad for him because he actually hasn't won. He hasn't won a super speedway in a while, but you know that day will come, and well, tonight I'll celebrate what I have accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take a win when you can, especially at a unpredictable track like Daytona. Um, Overall, I mean, you spent a lot of time just moving throughout the field. I've seen you just go up to the front, back to the back, up to the front. Had some accidents, I think, early on with Kagan there. Um, Overall, though, put on a good show, and looks like plate racing is one of your fortes. So next week, what do you expect?
I'm not quite sure where we're at next week, but I mean,
We're right here. You're staying the night in the hotel, brother.
all right. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to run it back.
I mean,
One of us is
hopefully you
gonna have to
got
win.
the backup car to your same spec.
Yeah, I think everybody needs the backup car though.
Oh yeah, everyone needs their backup car. They might have to honestly, they might have to strip it down to the bare minimum right here because
Yeah,
everyone's car is
the
ruined.
fence by the pit wall. There's a lot of fans waiting for these front clips. I think we got about 20 of them that got pulled off the track during caution. So
Yeah, I mean, I think I've seen 4 of them so far on Facebook already. But Brandon, you got to go sign a couple of those. Anyone you want to thank before we let you go?
Thank my teammate Kagan. Introduced me to this league, and so far I've had a blast. So thank you to Kagan, and thank you to the racers that showed up tonight. I mean, Daytona's not easy having, you know, let alone 12 people, and it could have been more than that. So I appreciate everybody that showed up. That way that we could have a race tonight.
Oh yeah, and I mean, we should be having some more next week. This is just a clash, nothing too crazy right now. But what the crazy part is you may or may not have won some big buckaroos, big $20 you can go use to gamble in Daytona, Florida, winning this race. I don't think it's gonna pay for maybe like a zip tie in your car, but better than nothing.
I mean, $20 is $20, you know.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Well, appreciate you. Gonna see you hopefully next week and see if you can run it back.
All right, thank you.
And that was Brandon Edgington going 1 for 1 so far in the Front Runners Racing League. Next up, we got to talk to this guy a little bit slow. He took a pretty hard hit, but he wheeled that thing back to P6. It's going to be Tyler DeTalent. And Tyler, do you have a copy in the booth?
Yeah, man, everything good. Yeah, I'm good.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, like you said, you ran that thing back up to P6 somehow, some way after it was down like 800 miles an hour and probably like 600 horsepower.
Oh man, it was it was funny because just to go straight, I had to have the wheel at about 2 o'clock uh, to the right, and if I couldn't really turn right, if I wanted to go any right, I had to jerk the wheel fully to the right just to move right. But it turned left great. But I don't know. I felt like I didn't even have a right front,
Yeah,
and
that's pretty rough. Looking at the front of your car, that thing was pretty skewed out, and we were giving you some hope here in the booth. We were saying that maybe the angle of your car would maybe catch a little bit more air to I don't know help you turn or something, but obviously not. That thing was destroyed.
knowing I was a little bit down power, I was like wanted to make the last restart a little bit exciting. I kind of hung back a little bit and then got a little bit of a run, so I could stay with the pack a little further, than I did last time. And it actually worked. And got to the end and I was kind of with the pack and they all started wrecking and I had to keep it to the floor. I didn't really care what happened. But I end up finishing sixth. Uh, and it kind of reminds me of that race at Darlington when I finished on the lead lap in the ARCA car and I didn't have a right front. I know you remember that one.
But yeah, baby, I do for shout. But yeah, man, that was awesome. We all, I mean, granted, I know for sure that you can get it done somehow, some way. You're always up inside that like top 5, top 7 range, even if you have 3 bumpers, it's like dragging off your car.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's yours or somebody else's, you ain't got no rear clip, you got no deck lid or something like that. You still find a way. You still find a way.
Definitely try, that's for sure. It was a good time. I'm glad we had a decent little turnout. Uh, I have I
Oh yeah.
won't be in town next week for the first points race, but I'll definitely be back in there making up points and missing one race ain't gonna hurt me.
I mean, we got 2 throwout races, so you'll be all right. And I mean, we've seen your talent. I know that you're capable. Yeah, I mean, it's even in your name, Tyler the Talent, baby.
That's what they say.
And he might be seeing double right now, but he's focused on that number 1 position. So next week, what do you expect? Oh wait, you're not even gonna be here next week. Maybe I'm concussed.
What's race two? I know you put the schedule uh on the broadcast, but I didn't actually see. What's the second race?
We got Daytona on the 12th, and then we're heading to Legacy, Michigan on the 19th.
At Legacy, Michigan will be a good one. I like that. Let that thing hang.
Yes, sir. It's always fun with these cars. It's like a mini draft track, but yeah,
Yeah.
man. Hopefully we get to see you at Michigan. And like I said, I know you're missing this one. Probably taking some time to recover after your nasty concussion. Like I said, you're probably seeing double right now, if not triple. But hey,
Yeah. Gotta
top
head to
10, baby.
Tulsa for the Chili Bowl. You know what?
Gotta keep going, brother. I respect it. But all right, man. This is one of our key guys right here, Tyler the Talent. Anybody you want to thank before you go?
Oh yeah, you guys putting on the broadcast. I had to go back and listen to it, but just what little bit I heard, you guys were doing really good. Um, the league guys for putting on a pretty good race. We had a lot of green flag action there. My teammates Peter Stewart, Abe, and Blake part time, and Kevin jumped in the night just for to have a little fun, and we definitely did in our chat. And parents and friends watching at home. I know Dad was in the chat on and off on YouTube, so it's always fun. I know he likes he normally tunes in and likes watching and commenting on everything, so that's pretty fun. But yeah, everybody else who watched, hope we put on a show. Uh, no matter what happened in the end, who won, whatever, it was a good time for an exhibition.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Well, appreciate you, and we'll see you hopefully at Michigan, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys.
Have a good one. So bringing in the other man in the infield care center, he just got released. We got Kevin Baumler. I'm pretty sure I have never seen a car with less panels on their vehicle at the end of a race than Kevin did tonight. I saw his fuel cell. I probably could even look inside his fuel cell. But hey, he finished the race somehow, some way. He was coming through the field and led a lot of laps tonight. Kevin, give us your standpoint.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun, honestly. It's Daytona, it's hard to get mad at anybody, but definitely was out front for quite a bit of the race, and that's obviously enjoyable, but uh kind of got stuck back there in the back of the pack due to my own doing. Jumped out of line there with like 3 to go or something, got blocked into the wall, so that put us back, and then we got caught up in a wreck and then coming to the tri-oval, and kind of just still on the gas pedal there the last 2 laps behind Blake. I was trying to push him to the front, and unfortunately, I got a little off center and hooked him in the right rear. So we both crashed there in 3. But all in all, it was a good race. A lot of fun, and hopefully, I can do some more of these. I've been kind of AWOL from the league, and I know it's not back markers anymore, but it's always been a good time racing in this league. There's a lot of good people, and yeah, looking forward to maybe making some more appearances. I do have another league that I run in on Monday nights, which that one doesn't start until end of February. So I'll be able to hopefully join a few more times here.
Yeah, man. I mean, we love to have you. I've been racing with you for a while, so personally, I would love to have you out there and just see your name. I mean, whenever you can, man, just feel free to pop in. Hopefully, you can make it next week to Daytona. You've obviously showed a lot of speed. You had a good run tonight, so fans will love it. I know even if the talent can't win it, John probably knows you well enough now just by seeing broadcasts where he can cheer you on if he's not able to make it, you know?
Yeah, we were hoping to pull off the win. I know I had Blake behind me and Tyler was behind me quite a bit of the middle portion of the race, and I just kept thinking in my head like, well, one of us three has to win this thing. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. But I know roles reverse. I would have pushed one of those two to the lead, and was hoping that one of us three could have won. So all in all, yeah, fun race, and I think my schedule's open, so I should be here next Monday.
Awesome, man. Well, again, would love to see you out there. Love to talk to you. Um, you just came from the infield care center. Can you tell us about your injuries that you've sustained this race, though, especially after those hard hits?
Yeah, that was actually a really hard hit. Luckily I'm not in like a motion rig or something because that would have really hurt. But I
Got
imagine
launched
if
out the
I,
window.
yeah, I would have been ejectocito because that was fairly violent just from looking at my monitor. But I'm sure an actual driver would have had some bruised ribs or something going on there. That was big. We did it good there in the last lap.
Yeah, I mean, you and Blake took some nasty hits. Blake was on his side. I didn't know if he survived that wreck. He's at the hospital right now, but he's giving a thumbs up on the way out.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel really bad about hooking them, but like I said, I was trying to just push them to get some momentum going there on the outside to maybe make a run at the line, but I think we need another lap or two to get the momentum on the top side. It seemed like the top would work for 3 or 4 laps after restart, and then it was kind of single file around the bottom. But if we would have had one or two more people with us, I think we probably could have made a charge to the front there in the last lap.
Yeah, I agree. You look really fast at the end there. You gained like 5 spots off the restart, and I was like, oh yeah, this guy's coming pretty quick. But yeah, man. Well, appreciate you. Don't want to take too much more of your time. Anybody want to thank before we cut you loose?
Oh, just the admins of the group and you guys doing the broadcast tonight for the league, and shout out to Tyler and Blake for working with me, and Abraham was working with us as well. So we really had something going there in the middle stage of the race, and unfortunately we kind of had a wreck coming to pit road there, and that kind of messed all that up. But shout out to those guys for working with us and keeping us up front.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Well, appreciate you. Nice seeing you. Hopefully, we get to see you next week, brother. And congrats on running well, leading a lot of laps. Obviously, you didn't get the result you wanted, but maybe next week.
Yeah, I mean that's just part of Daytona, I guess. You know, you can't control your own destiny. You're at the mercy of everybody else. So it is what it is. But yeah, it was a good fun race. So appreciate everybody coming out, and hopefully we'll see everybody next week.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Have a good rest of your night.
Yep, you too.
And that was Kevin Baumler. So got a lot of interviews done tonight, and now it's just you and I, Troy. What'd you think about that little race recap?
It was good. It was a good race. The beginning, everyone kind of settled in uh, decently after the first wreck. We kind of split into two groups. Obviously, on that pit entry, just kind of a little bit of mayhem. Again, this is first race of the season, non-points race. We just got to kind of work on that communication between the guys. But yeah, once we got done with that first caution, it was Daytona racing. It was pack racing to the very end. Had the green white checkered. Had a lot of contact on the first lap of the green white checkered, and then on the checkered lap, obviously two separate wrecks. The front back just didn't
Yeah,
didn't get wrapped up into in the first wreck, and it kind of guaranteed you a top five out of that.
yeah, definitely. Overall, I also think it's a pretty good race. I mean, got a lot of green flag running, got a couple cautions here and there, some Daytona-esque wrecks. It was fun to watch. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I think that we're going to get a pretty good show next week, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely gonna be an exciting season for sure. I'm excited to be on the call with you for most of these races.
Yeah, I'm excited too. It was really fun, and I'm especially personally happy to go to tracks that are not drafting tracks, so I can give a little bit more of an, I don't know, inside view to what I'd be doing or how I drive it. But hey, Daytona's fun.
Daytona's always a great way to kick off the year for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure, brother. Well, thank you guys all for watching, and thank you for Grid Finder for sponsoring this series. And thank you to all the drivers that came out for the Clash tonight. Good race overall, and I think it shows us a lot for what's going to be coming up here in the future.
Yeah, I'm excited for the season.
All right, and with that, any more things you want to say, Troy?
Yeah, just want to say thanks for watching. Thank you, Tyler. I will talk to you shortly.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, everyone.